We have already held constructive discussions with a number of parties: the Economic Freedom Fighters, the Inkatha Freedom Party, the Democratic Alliance, the National Freedom Party, the Patriotic Alliance.
MC Ramaphosa, 283 votes.
So we've all seen that the government of national unity almost collapsed less than an hour before the new parliament met for the first time on the 15th of June. After all the back and forth between the ANC and the DA, eventually the South Africa's landscape and government was completely reshaped. However, Ramaphosa changed the wording and context of two crucial clauses related to the composition of the cabinet and how decisions are made, which was a deal breaker for the DA. Previously, the sufficient consensus in government would entail agreement between parties representing 60% of the electorate, and Ramaphosa changed it to 50%. This will reduce the DA's ability to exercise power and influence government policies and direction. The ANC also wanted to retain the initiative as the largest party and did not want to be boxed in by the DA. And this was obviously brought by the fear that the DA and the IFP could form a voting bloc against it. As negotiations continued, Ramaphosa briefly left the National Assembly while Steenhuisen remained in position as leader of the opposition. Finally, the parties reached an agreement and Ramaphosa's change clauses were agreed upon. The statement of intent was also signed by both negotiators, being Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General, and Helen Zille, who is the chairperson of Federal Council. Ramaphosa was re-elected for a second term as the president against Julius Malema.
Honorable J.S. Malema, 44 votes. Honorable MC Ramaphosa, 283 votes.
Thokoza Didiza, a former cabinet minister, was elected Speaker of Parliament. Anneli Lotriet, a veteran DA MP, was elected Deputy Speaker of Parliament. And a new opposition alliance led by the EFF called the Progressive Caucus was formed.
We are part of the Progressive Caucus here in the 7th Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. And we collectively are now talking to all the forces to say that let's constitute a progressive government in South Africa instead of collaboration with political parties that, as the Al-Jamaa president is saying, are rooted in colonialism and apartheid and are about protection of white minority interests and privileges. So we have, of course, written collectively to the African National Congress to say we are going to negotiate as a collective, not as individual parties, because they have met us individually and they made a commitment that before Parliament elects the presiding officers and a president, they are going to come back to us individually. And it appears that they have not come back to all of us to say as to what is to be done, how do we proceed moving forward. Our offer still stands that we can constitute Parliament and elect presiding officers and also elect a president, as long as we exclude these other forces that represents colonialism and apartheid.
Now, in case you are wondering, here's how all this will work out. So the parties that agreed upon the formation of the government national unity are the ANC, the DA, and the IFP. The main principles here are the constitution, building stable municipalities, improving public services, and economic growth. The cabinet will then have to agree to certain policies during a certain time frame. The budget making process in government and cabinet will remain the same. the government will work together in appointing ministers.
I'm saying I've put my hand up as the Minister for Home Affairs or Police. Helen Zeller or whoever they have there can also put their hand up. I know where I can serve my country the best. I was an ex-gangster. I was an ex-criminal. I understand how they operate. I understand how to stop the killings. I understand those things. I am not going to learn and read books. I will know when I become the minister at 1 o'clock. 1:45, I'm already there by Belleville doing my work.
The council will monitor progress, programs, resources and implementation, and as you already know, the ANC, DA and IFP will occupy chairs of committee in legislature. However, this has all led to conflict from other parties and some leaders requesting for a recount of votes and a lot more. Do you think this will be the rise or the fall of South Africa? Let me know down in the comments. My name is Jay and this is Moment in Future, pulling you into the truth.